Hello there, Aquarius. Thank you so much for stopping by for your monthly tarot video forecast for the month of February. This is the first time that I'm doing monthlies. This is a completely different format than my weeklies. I'm actually not even going to be showing you guys the cards because the way I do this spread, I think that might be a little bit more confusing than helpful. So, completely different format. Like I said, leave comments. Let me know what you think of that after you've seen the video. Okay, so first card talks to me about your environment, and your environment is any place that you have energy or effort invested. So most times it comes up as home. I have seen it come up as work or as school before too, though. So Aquarius, what I'm seeing about your environment for the month of February is that that environment is shared with a Queen of Swords type person. So I never want to, in a general reading, nail down a gender. So this Queen of Swords could be a male, could be a female. Also, I want you to know the way I have this reading set up, this is not going to be a comprehensive look of everything that's happening in February, but this is reading some of the major energies or a major theme that's going on in February for you. So, environment being shared with a Queen of Swords type personality. This is someone who is very good at business, very good at setting goals and following through to reach those goals. Someone who can think things through very logically. They can see the truth very easily. They have an innate way of just cutting right through any baloney that somebody tries to tell them or show them. This is somebody who is extremely quick, extremely smart, extremely intelligent, and somebody who generally, though, suppresses his or her emotions. They don't often run on emotions. They know that emotions can interfere with making the best possible decision. And so they try to suppress their emotions actually most of the time because it's important to them to be making the best possible decisions, at least the decisions that look best on paper. So I also feel like this person that you're sharing an environment with right now has come through a phase where they have been cutting away the baloney, the dead weight, the negative impacts in their life. So they have really been slicing through a bunch of extra baggage that they've been carrying. There may have been people in their lives that were sort of holding them down or holding them back, somebody who was influencing them in a negative way or being a dead weight. So they may have set themselves free of that kind of bondage. They may have been in a situation, like a financial partnership where somebody was dead weight or where it just wasn't working. It was something that was going nowhere, and they've set themselves free from that. I feel like this person has really sliced through all the extra stuff in their lives that really was not working for them. And that's who you have in your environment, or at least one person in your environment, Aquarius is. And so this may be for all of February or just a part of February, but this is going to be a noticeable influencer on you. Now, the next thing that I have coming up is a card that talks about your subconscious leanings. So these are things that are usually going on kind of in the background programs of our heads. There are things that come up to conscious awareness once in a while, but not a great lot. And so what's going on with your subconscious is, it seems to me that somebody in your life has sort of set some boundaries with you that weren't in place before. So maybe this person was somebody who just always did certain things for you or just was always there for you. And now that person has said, you know what, I'm okay with being there for you in these situations, but I can't be there for you in this type of situation, or, I can only do so much. And then after that, you're going to have to figure out some other means of getting this accomplished. That type of thing. And so that person has set some boundaries with you, and you are, in your subconscious, you're really trying to work to understand. I feel like for some of you, you're actually working to understand, well, why did this person set those boundaries? What is going on with that? And for some of you, you've kind of gotten beyond that, and you're at the point where you are just trying to figure out how to You know, what does your relationship look like with this person now that those boundaries are in place? Say, you know, if you honor those boundaries, then what does that relationship look like now? Because the energy has shifted with it. It's a little bit different. And so you're trying to figure that out. And so that's something that your subconscious is kind of gnawing on in the month of February, Aquarius. Now, the next thing that I'm looking at is actually two things. There's your communication style and your learning style, and those do change more than you would expect during our lifetimes. And these are going to be in reference to whatever this major theme is that we're sort of unraveling as we go through this general reading here. So this may not apply to all the learning that you're doing in February. It may not apply to how you communicate with everyone in February, but it's going to apply as it pertains to this particular theme or thing that's going on with you in February. So learning, 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 learning. I feel like you guys, it feels to me like Aquarius, you guys have been sitting on some information for a while, and it's almost like it's been dormant inside your head. Like that information's been in there, you've been exposed to it, people have told you this, people have taught you this, people have shown you this, but somehow it just never clicked with you before. Like you never were able to connect the dots on this and make it all work together with, okay, so how does that information relate to my life? I don't see what that has to do with me. I think that's kind of what it's been doing. It's just been sitting dormant. You haven't been using this information. You've been exposed to it. It's there, but you just haven't seen how it applies. I feel like you're going through a real transition right now where you're starting to, I think you may even be actually going through an awakening, actually, where you're starting to really see how a lot of the information that you've been exposed to that before you were like, well, how does that apply to me? You're really starting to see how it actually affects your life and how if you adjust things, if you use that information to adjust things, how that can really improve things in your life. But it seems like it totally just seems like an awakening for you. Like it's a sudden catharsis. It's like, oh my gosh, I get it now. And this information is really something that you can use in your life and very helpful for you. And you are totally taking advantage of it now that you actually are getting it, now that the pieces are coming together for you. So very interesting situation coming up with your learning style this month in February, Aquarius. Now let's look at your communication style. I feel like you're not communicating a whole lot in February in regards to whatever situation that we're looking at here, and you'll know more about that situation as we move through. I feel like what you are communicating is kind of a rare gem. Like every time you communicate, it's kind of this rare gem that you're bringing out. So you're looking at the highlights, you're looking at the high points, and you're communicating those high points. And on the days that you're not really necessarily feeling those high points or seeing those high points, you're just being quiet, zip the lip. I'm not really doing anything with that. But on those days that you're feeling like you have some high points to share, you're really bringing those out. You're showing them to people. I'm also getting the sense too that you're sort of testing some of the people around you. You're testing them to see what they're going to do with any information that you give them. You're feeling kind of cautious about sharing information. So that's why when you bring things out, it's very much the high point, very positive, not something that anybody could twist into anything negative if at all, if that, you know, that would be very difficult to do, just to see how they react to those positive things. So, you know, if you're doing something, if you've got a goal and the other person knows that you have the goal, you might let them know when you've reached certain steps towards that goal. You might not tell them about any of the struggles that you have on the way, but you tell them when you've accomplished certain things. That's kind of what I'm getting, that type of communication coming through in February for you, Aquarius. The next thing that I'm looking at is about your work. Excuse me. And so work for me can be one of two things. It can be that way that you make a living. It can also be those things that you're doing to improve your own self or your own character, your own integrity. And so I'm actually feeling a couple of different things going on here. First of all, I'm feeling like steady work is yours, Aquarius. If we're talking about how you're making a living, for most of you, I'm feeling like you have some steady work. You have a steady income coming in. It's something that you've been, is fairly secure and stable. Now, the other way that this is coming in, and for some of you, it's going to apply one way or the other, and for some of you, it's going to apply in both ways to your life. You guys will know what resonates for you. But the other way that this is coming in is that you've been doing a lot of character work. You've been really sorting through some things and dealing with your emotions and what causes them and what triggers them and what makes you happy and blah, blah, blah. And you're seeing some results of that. You're really starting to see some paybacks of that. You're having more control of your responses to the people that are around you. You're not doing so much of the knee-jerk reaction as much as you are responding. You're taking your time to respond, and you're responding in a much more calm manner. You're not hitting the panic button as much as you used to because of this inner work that you've been doing on yourself. So really happy to see that for you, Aquarius. Now, the next thing that I'm looking at has to do with that part of you that is being grown or expanded right now. And obviously this is not going to apply to all Aquariuses, and certainly it's not going to apply to every single situation in the month of February. But for some of you, you have some kind of situation where this has to do with commitment, and it has to do with accountability and responsibility. And what I'm going to say is it feels like a part of you wants to step up to the plate, and a part of you wants to have whatever that benefit is for being accountable and being committed and taking care of business, basically. And for a lot of you, this has to do with a relationship. But there's another part of you that is like, whoa, 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 this is some scary stuff here, buddy. Not so sure about that. And so I'm feeling this back and forth, this angst within you, as far as, okay, do I want to stay away from commitment? Do I want to keep being this person that has my freedom in whatever way that applies to you? If it doesn't apply on relationship, there may be another portion of your life that you're looking at. Maybe you don't want to work for just one company. Maybe you want to do freelance work, but maybe a part of you would like the benefits of working for a company and having the health insurance and, the same coworkers every day and that type of thing. So it doesn't have to be relationship, but I feel like for a lot of you, this does have to do with relationship. Like you're just considering, do I really want to commit or not? Oh my goodness, this is a big question. So I see that as the part of you that's being grown or expanded right now, is just you grappling with that question. I feel like that's a big focus for you in the month of February. Now, the next card talks to me about things that you stand for. And this really tells me that basically you believe in dreaming big, and you believe that if you dream big and stay focused on those dreams, that you can accomplish them. And I'm feeling like in February, you have some new dreams that you're just starting to take little baby steps towards, and you're staying focused on them. And it seems like somebody may be coming along and saying to you, no, 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 no. That's not realistic. What are you doing? You're just wasting your time. I think you're going to be telling them, hey, step off, Jack. This is my thing. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I've already made this decision. You have no bearing on this. So that's the thing that you're standing for, is that right to make the decisions about what you want in your future, to have those big dreams and to start working towards those big dreams now and making them a reality. Now, the next thing that comes up is a card talking about how other people perceive you. And this is telling me that other people see you as really doing a balancing act all the time, as just always running to cover things. Always running to make this person happy, and then make that person happy, and then make that person happy, and then make that person happy, and then go back and make the original person happy, and then make this person happy, and then make that person happy. You know, just always trying to keep things balanced. And so they see you as just continuously in that mode, like no relief from that mode is what I'm hearing. So really just always trying to keep other people happy and trying to keep things balanced, because you're in a situation where if other people aren't happy, then things happen to you, repercussions happen to you that you're not thrilled about. And so it becomes very important to keep other people happy. Let's see. So that's how other people perceive you. The next thing that we're looking at is a lesson or experience that you're going to be coming to in February. And like I said, this is not all of February, so there will be other lessons and experiences too. But this is just one of the more major themes. So what I have coming up as your experience is that there's somebody that you've been interacting with. For most of you, this is going to be a female, but for some of you, this will be male. There's somebody that you've been interacting with that has been very, very generous towards you. She has really tried to do everything that she can to help you and to encourage you with your goals, and maybe even to help you and encourage you with some things that she hopes that you would do that maybe you're not as excited about as she is. But what I see happening in February is this person starts to feel like she's being taken advantage of, is the only really good way to say this. And when she starts to feel like she's been taken advantage of, I feel like she's going to take that generosity that she was sharing so willingly with you, and she's going to be cutting that off. That's going to be the end of that. Goodbye. No more. And so that experience is going to be, you know, when that happens, figuring out, okay, how do I fill in the holes where she was kind of taking care of things? How do I fill in the holes and make things go the way that I want them to go? Now, you guys, towards the end of the month, you have some fabulous, fabulous, fabulous cards. And they come up after this queen basically cuts you off from her generosity. And there's no judgment here. I don't know if you've really been taking advantage of her or not. I just know that's the way she feels. Okay, so I'm not judging any of you guys by any means. But you have some great cards that come up here towards the end of the month. One of them is a romance card, so you have some romantic moments, some romantic times coming up. And you have a card that talks about that there's no limits, that the only limits have to do with what's in your own mind. And I feel like this does tie into the romantic moments. And then you've got a third card that really ties all of this together even more so. And this just basically says that this is a new start for you. So this could be a new start with a new relationship, or this could be a new start with somebody that is an older relationship that comes back into your life. Whenever I see this card, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is a brand new start with a brand new person, but it can be a new start with somebody that has been around a while. This can be shifting into a new phase of the relationship. This can be coming into a time when things actually work better for you than they have for a while if this is someone that's been around for a while. But it's really good cards. It just shows, you know, really enjoying the other person's company. And this is, I would say that this is more than likely in a romantic way, although it doesn't have to be. This could be about a friendship that's really doing well. But I would say that for a lot of you, this is going to be something that is more of a romantic way. And I do see this, really honestly, I don't see a lot of actual romance coming up earlier in the month. I would say this is happening more like the last week or maybe the last 10 days of the month, where you have this romance coming in, and it looks like it's off to a really nice start when it does show up, Aquarius, whether it's someone new or somebody that you're just renewing a relationship with. So that is your month, Aquarius. Thank you so much for stopping by. I do appreciate everybody hanging out, everybody liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting. Once again, let me know what you think of this new format. Also, if you want me to do monthlies, again, what I'm going to be looking at is how many views are my monthly readings getting to decide if it's worth my time and effort to actually make 12 different videos and upload them every month to YouTube. So if you want me to continue to do these monthlies, what I would suggest is share these videos all over the place because that's what I'm going to be looking at, is views, to see if it's worth my time or not. So everyone have a fantastic month. I maybe will see you next month, and peace out.